How's it going today? Yeah, somebody needs to mow the lawn. Viet Cong are moving in there, so I gotta get them out of there, so I gotta mow the lawn. Well, I stopped at a damn cat. Kind of a weird, I don't know if this is an estate sale or what the hell you'd call this, but this is a very odd individual selling some of this stuff. And I picked out a handful of items, and we proceeded to squabble about the price. And every time he looked in a box or something, I can't say that. That's valuable. That's valuable. Finally, I said, you know what, dude? All this stuff is valuable, and apparently you're not interested in selling it. And then he changed his tune a little bit. Like I had a bucket of tubes, and he wanted the bucket, which is fine, but it's just really weird. I don't know. So anyway. RCA tube book, that's always valuable property. Some RCA tubes, these are probably some old transmitter tubes, okay, potentially. Just some miscellaneous tubes. He kept some of the tubes out of the bucket. Oh, those are valuable, those are valuable. But then he gave me some of the money back, so I don't know. It's very odd, grotty old CB radio. Don't ask me why. It was $1, so I figured there's $1 worth of fun. Actually, there were 2 grotty old CB radios. This actually was kind of interesting to me. It's a little kind of distribution center, and it appears to be pretty new. So I got that. That might be fun to play with. He had a crap load. I might go back there too. He had a crap load of pretty massive power transformers. This thing's a real moose. So is this. And they seem to be fairly well labeled. You know, somebody took the time to label some of these. And there's a pretty big isolation transformer. I bet that's, you know, it's fairly old. It's 115 volts. It has a stand core number. I'm guessing that's probably about, I don't know, at least 300 or 400 watts. Some of these are pretty massive. This is kind of an interesting little trinket. Be seeing more of this later. It's a little triplet. It's this is 1183. Might be a part number under this book. 1183 SC. I believe this is a military tube. It's kind of a test set actually. It's got some stuff. There's actually a tube tester there. It does do some military tubes, and there's a, it's just a weird piece. You know, it looked fun to play with. Apparently it does caps and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. Just something to play with. Well, apparently somebody tinkered with this in 1990 because it says new D-cell in 1990. So that's probably been in there 20 years. It's probably a big rotten mess. This was a good score. Contains something. Customs duties. Word. Okay. So anyway, this had some ancient stamps. So it was a $2 Woodrow Wilson. Tells you when this was mailed. And I don't know who this other. McKinley. So they just stuck some stamps on there, and apparently this came in. Contains supported to United States Customs duties. I don't know what that is. It's, I don't know, it's somewhere. Anyway, so we open it up and look what I got a hold of. A lot of very big condenser capacitor, variable capacitors. And these appear to be in really premium shape. There's another one too, kind of a cheese slicer one. Big caps are getting, or big variable caps are getting hard to find, and big decent ones are even harder to find. You know, every day that goes by, do people make any more noise? Jeez Louise. Cello radio. So that's a dual sectional one there. I don't think, well, I was going to say it didn't look like it had been used. Every day that goes by, this stuff gets a little harder to find in any decent shape. Some of this may have, somebody went to a lot of trouble to label this stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go through all this stuff and look it over. Some of this, here's a Hammond, or Hamillard, excuse me. That's a 60. Pretty nice. Wow, that thing's built like a damn tank. It is heavy duty. That might have a gear reduction in it. Nope. It's just got a big bearing. And there's a relay I could care less about. We'll see if we can get this closed without a fight. Plus I got this kind of cool hip. I don't know what that box is. It's probably a piece of military flotsam and jetsam. I might go back to this place and see what other transformers he had laying around. Like, I gave about $50 for all that stuff. That's, you know, probably a bit high actually, but he was nice enough, and I wasn't going to argue with him. He already had people mad at him. I don't know. It's a long story, and I'm not going to go into it. Like, here's a transformer claims that's 10 amps for that voltage. I don't know what these other ones are, nor do I care. It's half the fun of getting some of this stuff. You get to adventure around. Okie dokie. Well, I'm going to let you go.